So, Tom, I keep seeing this fanny pack around the house, and I've been seeing it around the house for a couple years. And I thought it was a Catholic thing, like you picked it up when you were in Rome visiting with the nuns. But you tell me there's a different story. Tell me about the fanny pack you're wearing.
This fanny pack right here, I've actually owned this fanny pack for quite a long time.
Okay.
This fanny pack, I waited 6 months to get. It cost $50.
Did it come with 49 in it?
No, it didn't actually. This fanny pack actually, this symbol, this looks like a cross. It's not. This is the Jared Leto symbol.
Okay.
Jared, he put this fanny pack out, and this happened like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he only had a couple of them. It was like a black one or this red and blue one. So I'm like, all right. I saw a picture of him on a cliff with his shirt off, his Jesus hair, and he's just being Jared Leto.
If you could just see how disappointed the hamster in my head is right now.
So I'm like, I'm going to get that fanny pack.
I'm sure. Oh my
So
God.
I own this fanny pack because right now
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about the top 10 comics of the month.
Yes, we will.
So far.
Right.
Because again, things do get popping, and sometimes we have to do more than one. But we're talking about CBSI, Comic Book Speculation and Investing.com, their top 10 list. And we had ASM 101 spike because of Jared Leto.
Yeah. Thank you, Jared Leto, and your fantastic fanny pack for making this book spike.
Now it hit number 5 on our list of 10. But we're not going to start there because we got to get it right back to number 10, all right? We're going to start number 10, we're going to number 1. And where do we start this list off, Russ Bright?
Okay, so issue number 10, we have Animosity number 1. Animosity number 1 is one of the first comics that Aftershock Comics came out with, and this is a couple years ago. There was a great amount of buzz about Aftershock. They have some great titles, Rough Riders, Baby Teeth. There's a bunch of cool things. Jimmy's Bastards is another one of those.
Excellent.
Right, like really super cool stuff out there. But Animosity was one of the first one, and I read the book, and I wasn't really too hot on it. It felt a whole lot like George Orwell's Animal Farm. The animals are talking and rising up, yada yada, that kind of thing. It has progressed a little bit from there. It's good to see that it's actually been optioned for a movie or a TV series, and it's nice to see this book moving.
Awesome,
So,
awesome. Yeah, going up to about $25. Animals talking, trying to outdo the humans. It's been done before, but maybe we will see something new.
absolutely. There's also a black and white second print of it, and I think there's also like a San Diego Comic-Con or a retailer incentive, so there are some other variants to keep your eyes on if you can find them for Animosity. Number 1 from Aftershock Comics.
Moving on to number 9, New Avengers, number 11. Now this is a speculation key, but for good reason, because of Hawkeye.
Right.
Correct? We're seeing a Ronin appearance
Right.
here. This potentially could be the first one when Hawkeye goes kind of full badass, changes his name.
Right.
And we're thinking that's how he's going to enter into Avengers 4.
Barton becomes Ronin, and this is the first time that this happens.
So we are looking at a once $5 to $10 book, creeping now up to about 15 to 25, but we're actually seeing near mint prices going above 30 now. So this is one that you want to keep an eye out for.
Absolutely. Yep. Coming in at number 8, we actually have a book that was very little buzz, but got really, really hot. This is an interesting one. So Skyward number 1. Skyward came out from Image Comics, and the concept is kind of cool. You've got a planet with no gravity, and people are bouncing around, but if you bounce too high, you can die and have negative consequences because of the lack of atmosphere. And we have a girl who's bouncing around, and she happens to be carrying a gun. And you can imagine what happens if you're shooting and propelling things, and things are flying. So first print came out and went almost immediately. The second print came out and was done by Jock. And we've seen Jock's variants before. They are spiking. So you see the first print is about $10-15. The Jock variant is $20 to $30. And again, so a second print book, there's potentially more copies out there, but because of the artist, you're going to see more popularity with the second print of Skyward number 1.
Yeah, CBSI said that not a whole lot of local comic book stores picked this up, and that is correct. But that Jock cover, that is a key piece of information.
Right. The fact that we've got an amazing artist that is, driving that.
Well, now moving on to number 7, we have J. Scott Campbell, 800 ASM. Of course, there was a few of these. Actually, there's quite a few. There's a lot.
25, 30 variant covers. Sure.
But the J. Scott Campbell, he did a number of them. There's an MJ one. There's a Green Goblin. There's a Spidey. But my favorite, and this is the one that I think potentially long-term potential just because I'm just a big Doc Ock fan. This
Sure.
is just a bias, but I think Doc Ock is the coolest Spidey villain, and this is just a dope cover.
Right.
But no surprise there. And we are now on to number 6.
So number 6, DC 100-page giant Teen Titans. This is an interesting one. It's got a first appearance, but this is a Walmart exclusive book. Now, we've seen exclusives before.
How do you feel about this Walmart thing? People are hitting me up in the DM. They're going, Tom, what do you think? What do you think? Is this going to be changing the game here? What's
I
going
don't
on?
think it's going to be changing the game because we have seen exclusives before. We've seen Best Buy exclusives, GameStop exclusives, Hastings Rest in Peace exclusives. We have seen major stores that are putting out large books. The drawback is they're not a comic book store. People aren't going there and finding them. And most of these are being handled by people who are doing produce, putting away clothes. So you're not going to get gem mint copies from most Walmarts. They're going to be dog-eared and kind of ruined over by the magazine rack. So if you can find one in a good condition, pick it up. I don't think we're going to see a lot of these Walmarts coming out. I mean, even if they are making them, how many Walmarts are there across the country?
I know.
The print run is massive. You're looking at way more. There are 3,000 on average comic book stores across the country. There's got to be 15,000 Walmarts.
And they're going to be going out of their way to include new characters just to
Just to be able to drive people
send
in
people
to
there.
that. So, hot book now, long term maybe not so.
But for $25 to $30, that's actually a little bit of a surprise on my end. I didn't think it would go that high, but
No.
this is also just going to be the start of what's going to be a lot of
Check
them.
your local Walmart. There may be 3 dog-eared copies at the back of their magazine rack.
Oh, and by the way, that ASM 800, the variants, they're kind of all over the board right now because there's so many of them, but a lot of them are getting up to that $100 mark. But it just happened. We know how these things go, but J. Scott Campbell, he's got some, you know,
The speculation drives a lot of these markets.
you know how it goes. You know how it goes. And then number 5, as we mentioned, ASM 101, first appearance of Morbius, Jared Leto, apparently taking on the role, which I'm excited for. Mm-hmm. I like Jared Leto. I don't care.
So an 8.0 and an 8.5 sold for what? $850 and $1,000.
Yes, freaking crazy. That's insane,
th-
guys.
This is this is 2.5 times more than the first appearance of Iron Fist. I mean, this is twice as much as
Yeah.
first Sabretooth. I mean, you're looking at a character that is a fantastic character, albeit, but once we're in a movie, things skyrocket. I mean, what was the first appearance of Thanos before they had his cameo? I mean, we're
I
looking at,
traded a Walking Dead 19 in VF
right.
for an Iron Man 55
Yep.
before it came out.
Right, and then the
Before-
book spikes. So this is another one of those that it's just, tripled in price over the last few years, and with the new Overstreet coming out next week, we're just going to see where it's going to sit.
And then number 4, we do have the Batgirl volume number 5, that number 23 Middleton variant. We've been a fan of this book. We chatted about this book last time as well, no surprise. But there is also that other Batgirl cover, 24, that's also Middleton variant, and that one looks gorgeous as well.
Yes, and if you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen that we focused on the Josh Middleton Catwoman cover for the Batman 50 variant. Absolutely gorgeous. Picking up a couple copies of those. I think that one, even if number 50 isn't going to be as big of a key in the long run, still a fantastic artist, and I love supporting his stuff.
That's one of my favorite covers that's come out this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, super stoked. That's why one's going in the mail call, by the way, geekstreet101.com. Moving on to number 3. This is a Star Wars one, so I think you should be the one to kick this one off because I'm a Trekkie.
Yeah, Tom. But I'll take care of this one. That's no problem. So we have Star Wars The Last Jedi number 4. It's a 1 in 25 variant featuring the very lovely Amilyn Holdo, who looks beautiful. And she is the first person in the entire Star Wars universe to realize that you could take your ship, turn it around, fly to the bad guys, and blow them up.
Just like,
Kamikaze mission out in space. Absolutely amazing. This is one of those things that even if you didn't like the movie, her moment was perfect. Another thing that's really cool about Star Wars The Last Jedi, if you're not reading it, this is a great way that they're actually delving into a little bit more of the characters' backstories and backgrounds, and it explains more. The movie seemed a little thin, and this gives a little bit more to it. This 1 in 25 variant is definitely going to be sought after by Star Wars fans for this fantastic cover.
$40 at the moment and kind of creeping up.
It's going to keep creeping up because we've got an amazing character who is one of the strongest female protagonists we've seen in a very, very long time.
Made an impression. What do we got for number 2?
For number 2, we have another one of these crazy DC Virgin variants that the art is stunning. and no one ordered. This is Nightwing number 46, the Ben Oliver variant. I had 3 people order the regular cover and 0 people order the variant. When someone told me it was $25 for the variant online, I wasn't shocked. It's like, all right, that's a gorgeous cover.
Hey, this is one of those ones I mentioned that you look at it and you're like, yeah.
Right,
yeah,
you can just
that's going to
kind
be
of
worth
tell.
triple, quadruple. Yep.
Totally. And I'm calling it right now. Here's another one of the ones that dropped today. Red Hood 26, there's a Yasmin Petri variant.
Oh, that dropped today.
The art leaked on Reddit.
Whoa.
It comes out in like 6 or 7 weeks. If you can get a copy of the Red Hood variant B, Yasmin Petri variant, it is hot. Even if it doesn't go up in price, it is going to be a stunning piece to put on your wall. You heard it here first. This is the one that we really think is going to be massive.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that one. That one's going to land.
Yep.
And-
Red Hood 26 Yasmin Petri variant. Google it. It's on Reddit right now. You'll see it. It is a stunning cover.
This Nightwing issue is going for right around 20 plus.
Yep, absolutely. $20 to $25 for this one.
Awesome. And then number one on the list, again, coming in, Spideyverse. This Into the Spideyverse movie has made, it's definitely made an impression.
It doesn't matter how much they've changed, doesn't matter whether Peter Parker's alive, doesn't matter what's happening with, Miles Morales and the fact that his dad's got the wrong profession. I mean, they are just pulling people out of the woodwork. And Spider-Man Noir, oh my
Spider-Man
God.
Noir?
Oh my God.
Noir?
Noir.
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 Yes.
It's French.
Yeah. Very
Spider-Man,
French.
what does noir mean?
Noir. Black.
Black. Okay.
Spider-Man Black.
This is apparently seems to be the key that they're matching up with the movie.
Right.
First appearance of Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So $50 and climbing.
For a normal cover.
When this list was released July 5th, this was going for right around $50, but I checked up eBay prices today and they're hitting 70 plus. How many copies do you think you have lying around hidden in the shop right
3 or 4 in the shop. And these Noir covers, I haven't been able to sell anything up. I know I have the Wolverine and a whole bunch, like the Iron Man, and there's a bunch of these little mini series that were released in like 2008, 2009 that just didn't really sell. I probably have a couple of them around, and yeah, I'm going to be looking for this. It's what, a 4-part mini series, and right now the 4-part mini series is going to be anywhere from 100 to 150 because it's the first 4 appearances of Spider-Man Noir.
now? I want to know, the audience of this list, do you have any of these books? Are you excited to see any of these books on this list? Did you just get a little bit of a bump in any of your investments?
Absolutely. Did you accidentally have one of these books in your box that you forgot about? We do that all the time. I had no idea I had this book, and it's worth $50 now.
Yeah, put your answers in the comment section below. As always, you want to make sure to like and subscribe to the video.
And don't forget to geek responsibly.
Boom. Enough said. Thanks so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. GeekStreet101.com. You can go there to get some comic books. You can get your merch there as well. And if you take a picture and post it on social media and tag us wearing the merch, we'll probably include you in a video. So that's pretty cool.